Welcome to another episode of Classic Conversations. I am Izzy, and today I have my brother from another mother, man. I have known this dude for so long. Probably been a probably been more than a decade we've been rocking together,
Yes,
man. And man, it's just real cool to catch up with him. And this dude is an inspiration to me. And you, and after you see this interview, you gonna get inspired too, man. So it is my honor to welcome my homeboy T. What up, man?
what's going on? What's going on, Izzy? What's up, baby?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's good with you, man?
Nothing, just chilling, man. Taking it easy on this beautiful day outside. You know what I mean?
I hear you, man. Thank you for doing this.
Anytime, it's my honor to be on your platform. I'm ready to do anything for you, bro. You know, we family, man.
Yes, sir. All right, so let's just get right into the proceedings, man. Yo, take us back a little bit, man. What was growing up like for you?
Growing up for me, well, growing up in a single parent household, my mom always taught me to always be myself. You know, I was diagnosed with spastic cerebral palsy at the age of 2, but I never was raised to believe in limitations. I grew up like any other kid would. You know, I wasn't treated differently or, you know what I mean, showing special treatment. If you earned it, you could achieve it. And I was always taught you could achieve anything.
Yeah, nah, exactly, man. So like, okay, and just piggybacking off of that question, and growing up in a single parent household, like, who would you say was like your biggest influence growing up?
My biggest influences were definitely my mom, my grandma, my aunts, my uncles. It really was a village that raised me. I came up at a time when, you know, the concept of it takes a village to raise a child. Well, in my day, in the late 80s, it was really a true statement. So, like, I had all my loved ones just support me. That support system is a magnificent thing, and I was blessed to say I had a tremendous support system.
That's cool. And like you just said, that's a crucial element to, success and being able to cultivate what you want to do.
Yes,
Um, so are you an only child or do you have any siblings?
I have two siblings. I have a younger brother and also a younger sister as well. Yes.
Oh man, so what's that like? Like I'm the youngest of my biological siblings, but but my mom is like a foster mom, so I have a lot of younger brothers and sisters. So just like what's that like? What's that like for
Well,
you?
being an older sibling is definitely a wonderful thing because when you're the oldest, so of course I set the example. I was always very aware of what I was doing. You know what I mean? Because I'm a big believer in legacy. You know what I mean? Whatever you do in this world, you leave a legacy. And when you're an older sibling, you know they're watching you. They want to see what you're doing. They want to be like you, and they want to model after everything you do. So I always was trying to achieve the highest of everything because I knew that that's what I wanted them to do as well. And that's what I wanted them to see. Despite any adversities, I wanted my siblings to see the best that the world had to offer.
Absolutely, absolutely. So okay, like what do you like what's what's the best advice that you could give to somebody that's been going through like a difficult time in their life?
The best advice I can give someone going through any challenging time is understanding that just take your time. It's not gonna last. Adversity doesn't last. Just give your best, give your all, and be the greatest you that you can be. Never fall to pressure or anything. Just be yourself. Don't try to be something that other people want you to be.
Absolutely, man, for sure. So let's jump around a little bit, man. Let's talk about your hobbies, man. What's a when you not out doing all the things that you do, and we're gonna get into some of that later, but when you're not doing all of that stuff, like writing books and performing and all that, but man, what's a typical off day like for you, man? What are you doing just to chill and unwind?
Well, just to chill and unwind, I'm definitely watching WWE wrestling. You know, I love WWE. It's in my DNA. I've been watching it since I was a young boy. So watching WWE, getting involved with that. I'm also on P5 playing, 2K basketball. You know, what I mean, giving my best on everything because there's some elite players out there. But I'm also an avid chess player and gamesman because I love all type of games and competitive. I love to be competitive and just do the best I can at everything that I'm a part of.
Oh man, nah. Let me just put that out there that you think you may be good in NBA 2K, but you haven't faced me yet. So we going
Oh,
we
okay, we can get it on. We can
yeah,
get it
we
on.
we we got we gotta get that popping, man. But
Oh
nah.
yeah, we definitely can do that. Yeah, no doubt.
Nah, man, for sure. Getting back to wrestling for a second, man. Who are your favorites right now or all time? We could just get into all of that. All time right now. What are you doing?
Well, all time. For me personally, there's a big list of all time. It depends on what you're talking about, but if you're talking about just overall all time, I have to give the nod to the Nature Boy Ric Flair. You know what I mean? I definitely have to give the nod to John Cena. We're talking Hulk Hogan, The Undertaker, and definitely Shawn Michaels.
That's a heck of an all time list, man.
Oh, yeah, we can talk about whatever.
All right, so who you rocking with now, man? Who are your favorites right now?
Well, right now, I know he hasn't been on TV in a while, but I definitely got to show respect and pay my condolences to the NOYE family, Roman Reigns. You know what I mean? Like, definitely the NOYE family. Um, LA Knight. I'm rocking with Logan Paul. Seth Rollins is always on the list. AJ Styles. Yeah, I'm definitely picking up the players that's making a difference out there.
Yeah, man. Nah, pretty diverse, man. You and I have a lot of favorites in common, man. Uh,
Yeah.
but uh, but yeah. So and basketball, like you and I both share a love of basketball. So let's talk a little bit about that, man. What's your what team you rocking with?
Well, I know I'm from New York City, born and raised, Harlem World, stand up. But I gotta say, I'm not a Knicks fan. I represent for them LA Lakers. That's my squad. You know what I mean? I definitely found that love, from the late great Kobe Bryant, and I've been rocking with them ever since.
Yeah, man. So man, let's talk about Kobe for a second, man. Like this is like I know for me, anybody that knows me will tell you that I'm such a huge Lakers fan as well. So
Oh, okay.
so what like when you heard about Kobe's death, like how did that impact you?
Um, Well, Kobe is special to me just because to me, growing up, everybody wanted to be Michael Jordan. But to me, the next person that had that basketball just brilliance, I like to call it, and just that mentality. I know he labeled it the mama mentality, but just that focus on the court and just that aggressiveness and just the love for the game has to go to Kobe. I mean, so with his passing and hearing his passing, it definitely was devastating. I couldn't believe it at first. I didn't want to believe it. So young and so much more to give, so much more to do. It was just shocking to me.
Absolutely. Same here, man. I remember exactly where I was, man. It was just a rough day for me, man. It was
Yeah,
like after I heard about his passing, it was just rough. That whole day was rough, and then having to watch the game after that, and like the first game after his passing, and then his funeral. It was just a bad time.
yeah, yeah. I'm not big on funerals, and I like to remember the people the way in my mind. I don't really attend funerals or anything like that, but just with his passing and the way it shook the world, you know what I mean, and the incident and everything, the lives that were lost, it was definitely just hard. I was actually at home. I might have been playing 2K and I heard it and I didn't want to believe it. I thought with the internet that it wasn't real or something was happening, but when it was confirmed, I was just blown away.
Yeah, nah, it was definitely a rough day, man. But man, yo, let's have some fun a little bit, man.
Okay.
So we all right, so we met in college, man. We both went to John Jay. Um,
Yes.
you you left before I did, man. But let's what do you call it? You got any fun memories or fun stories from either it could be from our time together or just in general?
Uh, well, John Jay definitely was a special time for me because coming from high school, coming from Cardinal Hayes High School in the Bronx as a graduate, when you come from high school to college, that transition can be a little trying. So it was the first time really that I really, as an adult, saw the world. As an 18-year-old male at that time, it was definitely something that I was like, wow. In terms of our time together, I remember when we used to be in the accessibilities office on the computers or just talking with everyone. We had a good time in there. Before class, after class, it was just we were just vibing. There was so many wonderful people and personalities. It was amazing.
Yeah, man. I saw you went back recently. Tell us a little bit about that.
Um, well, going back, like I was saying a little earlier, with the podcast that I have, talking to T podcast and everything, I definitely wanted footage of me going to every element of my life where it left an impact and everything and showing the viewers what that was like. So going back and seeing, I don't know if you've been back lately, but it's almost completely different than what, at least what I remember. I left in 2010, but there's major construction and renovation that they've done that's unbelievable. So it was almost a complete shock. It really is a different place in a good way.
Yeah, man. No, so for me, I have been back actually. I went to the alumni reunion after party for like a couple of years, and I have
Okay,
been back. So so I graduated in the spring of 2013. So when
okay,
so that new building that you see, like I will they have finished that like in the fall of in the like no in the spring of 2012. So I've been in that building. I've had classes in there.
okay.
So yeah, I've been back, man.
Yeah.
It's always good to go back home, man. Just
A funny story for you would be I actually went to what I consider my old building before I graduated, and like they actually don't utilize that facility anymore. So the new building that you're talking about is actually the main building. When I was there, it wasn't the main building, it was secondary at the time.
yeah. So Yeah, I remember like no, yeah, before they started building, we only had three buildings. We had Westport, we had Norfolk, and then we had the Nati building.
I went back to Norfolk thinking Norfolk was the main hub, and they actually don't
Nah,
use
no,
Norfolk at all anymore. So yeah,
yeah,
it was
nah.
actually pretty crazy.
There was a yeah, like I remember right before I left, there was mad problems with Norfolk. They were finding all
Oh
kinds of
yeah, it's a major thing. Now,
yeah,
when I
man.
went there, they immediately let me know this is not part of the school anymore, not at all. So I was like,
Wow.
where am I supposed to go? Yeah, yeah. No, really, that's what happened. I was like, well, where is this? You know what I mean, where's the main hub for the school? And they had to direct me to the new building.
Oh my God, bro. Yeah, no, and like and man, nah, the T building, I have a love-hate relationship with that building, but like we ain't gonna talk about that, man. We're gonna save it
yeah,
for your podcast. But anyway,
yeah, no doubt.
no, but speaking of the podcast, man, just tell us a little bit about like how it came about and what inspired you to start it, all of that.
Okay, so the inspiration behind the podcast actually goes back many, many years. When I was a young man, I believe I started at the age of 9 or 10. I was part of this journalism program called CPL, which is Children's Press Line. And this was a program that was started to introduce children like myself to all aspects of media, whether it's the camera, whether it's the reporting, whether it's the transcribing, editing, just writing, just finding research, every aspect of media they covered. I've been published in several news articles from the New York Post, Amsterdam News, multi type of coverage where I wrote the articles, I helped edit the articles, whether I did it on my own, whether I was part of a team. So media and journalism have also always played a major part in my life. Now the podcast is kind of like a full circle moment for me because for many, many years I was kind of avoiding it. I'm like, well, I'm a shy person. I don't really know if I want to do a podcast because, I don't know if I'm going to be able to, really captivate, kind of running from the inevitable. But there's so many times when people tell me, like, you're so easy to talk to, you're easy to get along with, like you just stated, your inspiration. You need to be out there. You need to be showing the world what you've done, what you're doing. You know what I mean? So during the pandemic, I actually, as we were home, I actually said, let me utilize the time to try to get a concept together. Now, during the pandemic, it was very difficult because at a point we weren't able to gather with one another anymore. So I kind of did a few interviews and then I let it go because during that time it was a trying time for the world. But this summer I'm actually relaunching the podcast. It's gonna be different. It's gonna be new. It's gonna be my journey. It's going to be speaking to people like yourself about life inspirational, life journeys and lessons and things of that nature. So it's going to be really what I always wanted it to be launching this summer.
Oh man, it's gonna be incredible to be on your podcast, man. We were talking about it off air, and I can't wait to do it. So like, all right, all right. So, what would you say, being being a fellow member of the differently able community, man? What would you say is the biggest misconception about the differently able community? I know that's a loaded question, but
Uh, well, I'm actually very happy you use the terminology differently able because you'll be surprised. There's so many people in our community that still subscribe to the word disabled or disability. I don't subscribe to that because there's absolutely nothing wrong or there's nothing that we can't do. We may do it differently. You know what I mean? It may take us more time, less time. We may have to use equipment or things of that nature, but we get it done. Look at you today with me and me with you when we do my podcast. You know what I mean? There's nothing we can't do. I'm an author. I'm an entrepreneur. There's no such thing as disabled or limitation. You can rise to it if you put your mind to it. So the biggest misconception would be that just that what I mean, like in order to have the conversation in society, you have to have the conversation. Most people see the chair and they make assumptions of, oh, needing help or, oh, this or all that. But there's absolutely nothing that should be have judgment passed on it because we can do just the same, if not more, than anyone else.
Absolutely, yeah. Like I always say that all the time. And when here's the thing, that I know I said that you're an inspiration, but for me personally, when people tell me that, I I'm like I'm really not an inspiration though. Cause am I inspiring just for because you know what I've gone through, or am I inspiring because or are you just looking at the chair and say, wow, I can't do with this. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how this guy does it. And it's like what's the motive behind it? I don't want to get too much into that, but that's just me.
Yeah, I want you to know that you are an inspiration because you are doing something that a lot of people, not just in our personal community, but everywhere. You know what I mean? They look at you, they look at me, and the things that we're doing, the impact that we're leaving. That can motivate somebody today to say, look at this. Because of this, I'm going to change my life, whether it's in any way. So you are an inspiration. You know,
Oh man.
yes, there's people that pass judgment or people that may look at us a certain way, but you are an inspiration. You definitely are, bro.
All right. No, yeah. So, oh man, thank you for that. I appreciate it for real. You put me over on my own show. That's crazy. But no, when I'm supposed to be doing the same for you, when I'm supposed to be doing it for you. But nah. In all seriousness, I appreciate that. But being that this is differently able Pride Month, and not a lot of people know that, by the way, and even in our own community, not a lot of people are aware of that, which is like kind of weird. But so what's the message that you would like to give give to like not only people in our community but like people in general about like differently able Pride Month? What do you want to say to the people?
I would definitely love to say to the people, it's okay to protest. It's okay to want to know more. You know what I mean? Because in order to learn, you have to first listen. So it's okay. It may seem a little off-putting because communication for a lot of people, including myself, at times can be difficult. But as long as we have that conversation, we can see the similarities and limit the differences. You know what I mean? Like it's okay to go for your dreams. It's okay to be yourself. It's okay to have those conversations so that we can learn from one another.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. So yeah, let's so yeah, I know that I know that you're a published author, not just an author, but a published author. Like, tell us a little bit about your books and where the inspiration came from to write those books.
Okay, so the book that I have published right now, there's many more to come. Actually, some in the works as well that I'll tell you about writing on this podcast today. But it's called The Grateful Grizzlies, um, co-authored by myself along with my mother. The concept is speaking to deforestation of animals, but in particular, grizzly bears. It's about family togetherness. It's about understanding that change is okay. It's about understanding that the animals have come from somewhere. You know what I mean? We may build a house on land, but what happens when we displace these animals? Where do they go? What are their emotions? How do they react to such? Like it looks nice when we put up nice condos and things of that nature, but there's animals that live in that area. You know what I mean? Like, and what how does that affect their family? You know what I mean? We get houses and apartments and everything like that. What do the animals get in return?
Oh man, nah, that's beautiful, man. I'm like, that's beautiful. I'm like trying to see. This is why I told you I need to get on your level, man. Because like you've been doing, like I've been, I wrote something myself
There's a
too.
copy of the book right here, The Grateful Grizzlies.
Oh man, yeah, oh look at that, man. That's great. And when do you when is the next book coming out, or do you have a time frame on that?
The next book will be out this fall. This fall. It will definitely be out within the next 3 to 4 months. Yeah, so it'll be
Absolutely,
out this fall.
absolutely. I gotta look for
And
it for
that
sure.
one is more towards how events in my life could be approached from a because I'm a children's book author, so I like to make reading accessible to the children because children are a future. The youth is where we need to get the messages that so that they can carry with them in adulthood. So the next series of books that will be coming out shortly is about my personal life experiences broken down so a child could understand what the reaction is.
That's beautiful, man. Like you're writing about your own life, but you explaining it in a way that children can understand. So that way, that like, and that's a big thing too. Like, children, children are like taught to like I don't know how to really word it, but children are taught to like just kind of believe, just kind of believe, like kind of like see what they believe. So like if they see like other children interacting with the different label community and all that, maybe they'll learn to do it too. And that's just it's just beautiful. Like you trying to get that message out there.
Yes, absolutely. Because I've been approached by multiple children, you know what I mean? And of course, they get enamored by the chair and everything like that. But, outside of them being enamored with the chair, it's important to say, hey, how are you doing, little Susie? Or, anything like that. And just speak to them and let them know, okay, it's not just the chair or, what I mean? Like, they can actually talk or they embrace me or interact with me. Having that, children are very intelligent. You know what I mean? Like the youth community and the children and the toddlers, they know what is going on. So just speaking to them and having those moments with them, they know what that is.
For sure. And like just piggybacking off of that, it also starts it also starts at home with their parents, man. Like if their parents are more
Absolutely.
educated, then maybe maybe the children could be will get more educated.
Yes, absolutely.
Uh, Man,
Absolutely.
it's just beautiful, man. And uh and you're also a singer, man. So like what's uh what kind of music do you do, and like what are your who are your musical influences?
Well, I'm not a singer. I wish I could sing. If I could sing, I'm definitely not a singer, but I'm a rapper. My musical influences are definitely Tupac Shakur, Jay Z, yeah, man. Like definitely because for me, the type of music I do, along with you know starting the conversation, it's inspirational music. It's a way for me to release to the world what I want them to hear. Because a lot of people, music is universal. You know what I mean? And music, outside of talking, like physically, music is a way for people to also communicate. So in my lyrics, it's basically just letting people know that this chair or any adversity doesn't matter. If you want to overcome and you really focus and you want to do anything in life, you can accomplish any dream possible.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. So man, let's what do you okay, I always like to as we kind of wind down here, man.
Yes,
What do you call it? I always ask my guests, what are three things that they're thankful for? Um, gratitude is a big part of my life. So what are three things that you're thankful for?
three things I'm faithful for. Definitely number one would be to have faith in God. Without God, I wouldn't be here. The second thing would definitely be family because at the core of who I am is definitely all the family values and all the family principles that were instilled in me. And the third would definitely just be live life to the fullest. Never be afraid to explore life and give it your all. Anything you think you may not be able to do, just give it a try. You may surprise yourself. So three things are just hold on to all those three things, and you'll be able to just soar through life.
Absolutely, man. And what my second and last question is, what what piece of advice would you give your 18-year-old self?
The piece of advice I would give my 18-year-old freshman in college self would be to understand that there's so much more to go and there's so much more to learn. Don't think that just because you're embarking on this college experience that learning stops. I learn every day. You're teaching me as we speak right now. You know what I mean? Never be afraid to understand that the world is a big place and you're going to learn each and every single day.
Oh man, perfect, perfect. And just before we roll, man, is there anything that you want to plug? Anything that where can people find you? Just tell us all of that.
Okay. Um, I definitely, today is my great grandmother's 97th birthday. So I want to say happy birthday to my
God
great
bless.
grandma, Margaret. I definitely want to shout out all my family, all my loved ones. My mom, she also has a book on Amazon, Margaret's Summer Vacation. I can be found on Facebook at T Fox. That's TEEFOX, and also on Instagram at Vel VELL underscore the artist.
Yes, sir, man. Man, let me just say, man, this has been really, really fun, man. It's been really cool catching up with you. And man, we gotta do this again, man.
Anytime you're ready, I'm here for you, brother. You know that.
Yes, sir, man. You, like I told you at the beginning of this thing, man. You are inspiration to me, and I just hope that I can get on your level, man.
I'm humble, bro. You know what I mean? I'm humble and I appreciate your kind words. I appreciate this opportunity. I appreciate your viewers giving me the time to just listen to me. I mean, like, I appreciate you wanting me on this wonderful platform. Thank you so much, bro.
Oh man, anytime, bro, man. So with that being said, man, this has been another classic episode of Classic Conversation, man. I am Izzy, that's T, and we are out of time, and I'll see you guys on the next one, man. Peace.